Now that one there is dope. As you see, guys, you can do some pretty dope stuff with Spaced Out. I didn't even get into all of it because there's just so much more that you can do. What's good, guys? This is Al B back with another video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the brand new plugin from babyaudio, Spaced Out. Now, Spaced Out is a combination of reverb, sequence delay, and modulation all in one plugin. And that's what makes it really cool. You don't have to jump around between a bunch of plugins, and you can really do a lot right here in a single one. So, without too much talking, guys, I'm gonna jump into this project that I have going and let's play around with some of these features and let's kind of get a feel for what you can do with Spaced Out from babyaudio. Yes, sir. So let's just do a quick real overview of what you can do here. This is an XY control where you can kind of control the mix between wet and dry and between your echoes and the space on the right hand side. So you can really get a good mix of the different effects inside of this XY control here in the center. Coming down some, you have your generate button, which pretty much randomly generates different presets. And it's not totally random. There is some rhyme and reason to it on the back end to give it some kind of intelligence. So it's not totally random, but you can play with that. And that's a good way to figure out the range of the plugin and get a feel for what type of things you can do and what you might be able to add to your flavor, right? You can kind of make it your own. So let's play with it. I'm going to play these melodies. I'm going to generate some random presets, and then I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the echo side and to the space side of the plugin a little bit later. But for now, I'm going to be spending most of my time here in Spaced Out and just messing with it and just seeing what we got, guys. Let's do it. All right, you can do some pretty cool things with it, but like all plugins, must be used responsibly or it can get to be too much pretty quick. So you kind of got to play with it and find out where your mix might be. Okay, so now let's talk about your echo section on the left-hand side. Now, the first thing you're going to see on the echo side is the 16-step delay sequencer, and you can really pinpoint where you want your delay to be, and it'll step through as you're playing your track, and it'll sync up with the DAW, and you'll hear the delay right where you have it clicked, and you can change the size of that particular step, or you can remove it completely. You can randomize it. Right here, there's a random generator. So I'm going to bring this all the way over. I'm going to turn off the space section, and let's just play with the echoes. My intensity here, I'm going to play with all of these parameters, and you can get a feel for what you can do here on the echoes side. So you see, you can get a good range. You can get a good range of sounds from your echoes. Let me just step through and give you a good idea of what you saw me kind of touching through here. So here you can randomly generate any of your steps, your delays to hit on these given steps, a big circle, little circle, or no circle at all for a big delay, a little delay, and none at all in that step. On the bottom right, you have your intensity, which is a combination of your sustain and feedback. I normally keep my sustain pretty low so that it doesn't kind of muddy my mix too much and those delays hang around longer than I want them to. Next, you have your dimension, which is just a stereo enabler. You can make it wide or you can give it some motion. And you might have noticed when I clicked on the motion earlier, you can really hear it kind of not just going left and right, but almost coming in and out. So it really did add a good bit of motion, which is nice for giving some forward momentum. Then you see me play with the different textures, and they're really self-explanatory. And that's something I like about babyaudio. They do a good job of naming their different parameters and things that you can do. It makes sense, so you can kind of know what you're doing without knowing what you're doing with the plugin just yet. Clean makes it sound nice and clean. Wonky tape, it gives it kind of a RC20 feel with the wobbly or instability, whatever you want to call it. Then you have your lo-fi, which kind of just adds that kind of vinyl feel over it that you typically think of when you hear lo-fi. Then you have hazy, which kind of is almost a mix of the lo-fi and the wonky tape together. So you really have a lot of flavor you can add here. I normally keep it clean just because there's so many other things going on that, you got to be careful not to overpower your track. Reverse is super dope because you can pinpoint where you want certain reverse hits to come in from your melody, and that can be really powerful. Let's see. See how nice that sounds? It sounds pretty good, man. So let's do this. Now I'm going to move over to dealing more with the space side, and note that I can actually turn on or off the echoes altogether. So if that's not what you're looking for, you can just turn it all the way off. So I'm going to turn it off for now, just so you can hear the space by itself. And then maybe we'll go back and play with both of them on. So let's just do this. Okay. So you can hear all of the space that you can add right here. So down here, you have your pre-delay. So you have your pre-delay here that you can adjust. You have your stardust that you can adjust. Your stardust kind of adds an angelic, sustained, high frequency, like shimmer to your track. So that's what you can do there. Then you have your mellow, which is used to pretty much, it's a dampening effect. You can control your high end dampening as well as your low end. So let's play with that one real quick. I kind of like to think of it as almost how deep in space you are, like how far away you are from the sound that you're hearing. So you can play with that some. The cleanup is a really good one as well. So this is how you it basically feeds a dry signal into the reverb, and it kind of gives you a less dense response, and it really helps control the space. And then width is just as you would expect. It's pretty much just the width between how wide it is and going all the way mono. So there's a lot that you can do, guys. I mean, if you don't have headphones in, you may not hear a lot of strong differences here, but that's not what you really want when you're making your mixes. You don't want things to really be pulling it strongly in one direction. You want to add some subtle undertones. And that's where people start having those conversations about having a sound. You understand what I'm saying? So this is, I really like this plugin and what I've seen from it so far, and I definitely plan on using it. Let's go back and let's mix in echoes with space, and let's play around with it some more. I want to play around with it with some of my other melodies, and let's just see what we can come up with, guys. Now that one there is dope. Let's see. They got this lo-fi texture on it, which is making it, I don't really love the lo-fi. So let me try it with the clean. That's a really dope one right there. See here, you can really hear the differences here with the texture. Watch this. And you can hear the kind of instability that you're getting with your textures there with the wonky tape and the hazy, which gives you kind of that RC20 vibe. So the clean is what I kind of like to keep it clean. So I'm going to stick with that one. My high pass is a little too low. I like to keep it around 150 at least and bring my low pass up a little higher there. So I don't like my lows below 150 to be coming through. So let's see this. As you see, guys, you can do some pretty dope stuff with Spaced Out. I didn't even get to get into all of it because there's just so much more that you can do. You have your different modes up here for your delay. You have your different programs for your space, whether that's a vacuum, a small space, a medium space, or an outer space, which really, again, they do a good job naming these different settings. It lets you know how big your space is going to be. The outer space is making you sound far out there. The vacuum makes you sound really isolated and kind of closed in a little bit. I can't wait to get more familiar with this plugin, as in get more used to it. The little bit of time I've had to spend with it, I really have enjoyed using it. The ducker here, let me tell you about this real quick. This ducker here, you can actually have your dry signal control your wet, in the sense that your wet will only come through really when your dry is not playing. So your ducker will duck. It's pretty much ducks the wet signal when the dry signal is playing. And you can control the intensity of that by scrolling that up and down. Look, I can stay here all day, guys. If you guys want to see a more detailed, in-depth dive of this plugin, let me know, and I might be able to bring that to you guys. But for now, I think you guys have kind of seen the power of this, and that's what I wanted to show you guys and let you know. If you want to know where you can grab the Spaced Out plugin, look in the link in the description below. I will have a link to it. Grab that and let me know what you guys think below, man. This is dope, man. I'm excited to use it, so I'm gonna start using it. Until next time, y'all, this is Al B, and we are out. Yes, sir.